Welcome to Deccan Herald Videos. We are here to decode the elections for you. Election results are coming out, and we can see that the BJP is in for a huge win in West Bengal, something that was expected on a certain side and was not expected on the other. We're also looking at the BJP retaining Assam for a third term. And to speak to us about these election results, we have with us our correspondents from both states. We have Sumir Karmakar who's joining us from Guwahati right now. He looks at Assam in the northeast for us. We also have Anirban Bhaumik joining us from Calcutta. He looks at West Bengal for us. I want to come first to you, Anirban, and speak about this unexpected, in certain sense, win of the BJP. Can you take us a bit through the numbers? Can you take us a bit through the upsets? Can you tell us why why do you think the BJP has won this election with such a stupendous majority?
Well, according to the Election Commission's website, we can see that BJP is leading in 171 constituencies, which is way above the halfway mark of 148. And Trinamool Congress is leading in 83 constituencies, but that's on the Election Commission's website. Other channels, local channels, are running that BJP is leading in 179 constituencies, whereas the Trinamool is leading in 107 constituencies. So obviously, the voter seems to have boomed in the land of twin flowers. So BJP has defeated, seems to be beating the Trinamool Congress in West Bengal in a contest that the party's National General Secretary B.L. Santosh had said, had termed in December 2025, several months before the election started, that this is a civilizational priority for the BJP because it believed that if Bengal needs to be, if national security needs to be protected, national security needs to be ensured, then BJP must win West Bengal to stop illegal migration from Bangladesh. So for the BJP, it's a big win because BJP always saw it as always saw Bengal as the terra invicta, where it should have won long back, but it couldn't. And now the BJP is now on its way to victory in West Bengal.
Okay, moving to you, Sumir. The results are pouring in from Assam as well, and we see that the BJP's alliance has also comfortably crossed the halfway mark. And of course, it was affected. It was sort of expected that the BJP will do well in Assam. But can you tell us why the Congress is doing so badly? Reports were coming in some hours ago that Gaurav Gogoi was trailing from the Johar constituency, assembly constituency, a seat which he holds as the Lok Sabha MP. Can you take us through the election campaigns and the preparations or the lack of it of either party? And can you give us a sense of why Himanta Biswa Sarma seems to be coming back once again with a great majority?
Yes, Amrita. So, as of now, as the Election Commission website says, the BJP and its allies, the NDA is leading in 99 seats out of 126 assembly constituency. So, if this trend continues, so it seems BJP is on its way to sweep these assembly elections in Assam, and BJP will form the government for the third time. The result is also interesting in the fact that this is for the first time as BJP is leading in 79 seats, which is much above the halfway mark. And you talk about the Congress front, and as the trend suggests, Congress seems to be on its way on its worst performance in the last at least 3 decades since 2000. Congress is leading in just 24 seats. And interestingly, out of these 24 seats, 19 are constituencies which are Muslim majority. So Congress seems to be losing the Upper Assam, Congress seems to be doing very badly in Upper Assam, in Eastern Assam districts, where they claim that they will have a very good contest because of the alliances with the two regional parties, Raja Dal and Assam Jatiya Parishad. If we look at the trend, all the top leaders, including Gaurav Gogoi, all the top leaders in the opposition front are trailing. Gaurav Gogoi is trailing in Jorhat, and only Akhil Gogoi is leading in Shivsagar, whereas Assam Jatiya Parishad President Lurin Jyoti Gogoi, he's a former secretary of All Assam Students Union, he is also trailing. And on the other hand, in the BJP front, all the ministers and prominent leaders are leading. So you talked about the campaigns, about why BJP is doing so well, because BJP adopted two very important strategies. One was the narrative the Himanta Biswa Sharma created against what they call the infiltrators or the Ghuspetias. The Himanta Biswa Sharma led government said that this election is a fight to ensure the dominance of the indigenous people against the threat of the indigenous communities. So before the elections, he intensified the eviction drive, targeting the Bengali-speaking Muslims to strengthen his narrative and the anti-migrant narrative he created. And on the other hand, the BJP Himanta Biswa Sharma government also implemented several schemes, incentive scheme, particularly the cash incentives for the women. Under a scheme called Arunodaya, the Himanta Biswa Sharma government provided 1,250 rupees per month to 40 lakh women. So by implementing this project, in the Himanta Biswa Sharma government tried to create a vote bank of women voters, and as the trend suggests, it seems the BJP and the Himanta Biswa Sharma government has succeeded in that front. Amita.
Okay. Coming back to you, Anirban, Mamata Banerjee's pitch this term was that, in the last few days in the run-up to the elections, her pitch was that the Bengalis are under threat from the BJP's invasion of Bengal, so as to speak, and that Bengali Asmita, in a certain sense, was going to be affected or hurt by the entry of Bengal, who they termed as a Bohiragoto in the state. Do you feel that did not had as many takers as it should have, as per the TMC's calculation? Do you feel that the idea of the outsider coming in taking over did not find any takers, and that Bengal was itching for change?
Well, this election was, of course, a different kind of election in West Bengal this time. Uh, the polling was almost violence free with a very high turnout. But this was also an election where I think for the first time in the history of India, we have seen lakhs of people who voted in the past were barred from participating. And among the lakhs of people, the appellate tribunals have restored the voting rights of only 1,607 till April 27 midnight. So Mamata Banerjee and her TMC tried to project this SIR as an attack by on as a targeted exercise against the Bengali community of West Bengal. Now, yes, the Trinamool Congress always tried to brand the BJP as a party of Bahiragatas or outsiders, but then this and they tried this time also, and what the Trinamool Congress tried to cash in on the attacks on the Bengali-speaking migrant workers in other BJP ruled states, uh, and they tried to project it's an attack on the culture and identity of Bengal. They want the TMC tried to use it as an antidote to the aggressive Hindutva of the BJP, and then Mamata Banerjee also resorted to some kind of soft Hindutva.
And even we're losing your sound, I think. Okay, we'll come back to Anirban till he fixes his sound. Sumir, something that Anirban was speaking about right now, and I want to take off from there. He was talking about SIR, and in Assam there was no SIR, but before the Assam elections, you also had the delimitation process taking place in Assam. Do you feel that that had some sort of effect in the way that the results that we're seeing right now? Do you feel that was because I think the idea was that the influence that the Muslim voters in Assam used to have were in an X number of seats, which I think was about 35, and now they were then brought back to about 20 something seats. Also, the sort of influence that the home voters had in certain seats has also brought down. That's I think was the basic calculation. Do you feel that the delimitation process has had some sort of a change in Assam?
Yes, yes, you are correct. Delimitation exercise helped BJP in the sense that through this delimitation, the demography was changed in such a way. The Muslim earlier there were around 30 Muslim majority constituencies in Assam. The number
Yeah.
has been reduced to 22. So 8 seats
Yes.
have been reduced. This is one. And on the other hand, you talked about the Ahom voters. Through this delimitation exercise was done in such a way that Ahoms are no longer as dominant as they were in the past in 2000 in the past elections. So that helped BJP in Upper Assam, and and through this delimitation, the number of constituencies, the ST reserve constituencies are also increased. I think from 16 to 19, so 3 seats are increased ST, and in these tribal dominated districts constituencies, BJP has a stronghold. Amrita.
Yes. Coming back to you, Anirban, yes, you're speaking to us about the whole SIR process and how, despite the numbers, you feel that. I mean, you were talking about the disenfranchised voters of Bengal. Can you continue from where you left?
Am I
Anirban, can you
audible
hear
now?
us? Yes, yes, you're
Yeah, I
audible.
can hear
Yes.
you. So the appellate tribunals have cleared around 1,607 uh, voters. I mean, they have restored their voting rights. Now, I guess that in the last few, that was till April 27th, midnight. So I guess in the last few days also they have restored the voting rights of some people, and they will be continuing to do so. But every time they restore the voting right of a person, it will also be a tacit acknowledgement that she or he was erroneously deleted by the SIR process. And that error actually barred her or him to from casting vote in this election. So that actually raised a very serious question about the inclusivity of this election, and particularly because particularly because the Constitution of India guarantees the universal adult suffrage. But having said that, the election has taken place and we are on the counting day. And it seems that the BJP has gained significantly in West Bengal, and particularly on the not only on the issue of infiltration has helped it, but also the anti-incumbency against the Trinamool Congress. Also, the BJP could cash in on that very very successfully.
Sumir, the papers that had been released by the Congress spokesperson Pawan Khera, which led to a huge fracas before the elections, which alleged that the Chief Minister of Assam, Himanta Biswa Sharma, has amassed a lot of wealth, something to the tune of more than 50,000 crores. These are the allegations of papers which the BJP termed as fake. But the whole releasing of papers and then Himanta baying for Pawan Khera's blood, all of this made for a lot of drama before the elections, but it seems to not have had some sort of a actual effect on the electorate, as well as the death of popular singer Zubin Garg, whose whose death and the demands for justice after his death had seemed to it felt like people were angry with the government to a certain extent, but it doesn't seem to have translated into any sorts of votes, loss of votes for the BJP, both these cases. What do you have to say about it?
Yes, yes. I think this Pavan episode that did not work against the BJP, because if you look at the trend so far, BJP is on its way to register its best performance in Assam elections so far. So only in the Muslim, the Congress has done well only in the Muslim majority constituencies. Out of these 24 seats where Congress and the opposition parties are leading, 19 are Muslim majority constituencies. So this is
Yes.
one part. Another part, you talked about the Zubin Garg factor. Yes, there is still strong sentiment among the people, particularly in the Upper Assam and North Assam. I mean, across Assam, there is a strong sentiment, and most of them are you know are still demanding justice for the Zubin Garg. But that, I think that sentiment did not encourage people to vote against the BJP. The reason is, that the Zubin Garg case is in the court, is pending in the court, and the court hearing is going on. And just before the elections, this government requested the High Court to set up a fast-track court for trial of the Zubin Garg case, and that in that court, daily hearing of the case is underway. So I think people went with the BJP's assurance, particularly the assurance given by the Chief Minister Hemanta Biswa Sharma, that BJP government will ensure justice to the family and fans of Zubin Garg. Amrita.
Okay, final question to you, Anirban. The closure of the IPAC, the political consultancy that was, backending the elections for TMC, and the closure in the sense that the official closure, but I think they were working in the ground in certain sense. You know, the deployment of ED and other investigative agencies on various leaders, various owners or founders of the IPAC seem to have had some sort of an effect in in Mamata Banerjee's campaign. Do you think so?
Well, Mamata Banerjee has actually been trying to. This has been the strategy of the Trinamool Congress right from the beginning, that to blunt the anti-incumbency, they tried to play the victim card. So everything. So they try to show that the state is a victim of the center's discriminatory policy of releasing funds. They try to show that they alleged that enforcement directorate, CBI, and other agencies are being misused by the BJP-led government at the center to intimate to against the Trinamool Congress government in West Bengal. And of course, yes, all these actions, Trinamool Congress tried to project it as the BJP's misuse of central agencies. But that, to what extent that affected the election campaign, it's very difficult to say. But uh, this even previously also, this worked in favor of the Trinamool Congress. But this time, I think the anti-incumbency wave was so big that uh, Trinamool Congress couldn't just contain it.
Okay. Thank you, Anirban, and thank you, Sumi, for joining us. Please continue to keep watching DH video. We are going to be decoding more elections across the state. Thank you.